My name's Chelsea Tucker and I live in the UK and I live in a city called Leeds and I am a data scientist.
What did you study at university?
So I studied quite a few things at university just because I loved learning. My first degree was at Goldsmiths University in London and I studied fine art. I then decided that I loved art, but I really missed my maths, and so I decided to change because change is fine, and I stopped that degree and I moved to the University of Leeds and studied mathematics. I got a first class honours degree in mathematics. I then went on to get a master's in mathematics, and then just because I love Leeds, I stayed and I got a master's in exploration geophysics.
What was your favourite subject at school?
My favourite subject at school was art. I just loved being creative and having that space to just do and make anything that you wanted. I also had the most amazing art teacher at college, like the best teacher of all time. In fact, he was such a good teacher. I went and studied art even though I probably should have studied maths, and I did eventually change to studying maths, but he was that good. He inspired me that much to go do art that I actually changed the path that I was probably should have gone down.
Why did you choose to study what you did at university?
Well, as I said, I started out studying fine art at university at Goldsmiths in London. I wanted to study that because I just loved creating artwork. I loved that space of doing really alternative things and making stuff that people would go, I could have done that, or what is that? I just loved it. But as I've said, I also really loved maths, and towards, I don't know, after 10 months at art, I decided that that wasn't the path for me, and I realised it's okay to change your mind, and that's what I did. I decided not to study fine art anymore, and I went and studied mathematics at Leeds and absolutely loved it. Maths is my one true love. It sounds really cheesy, but it's almost like this code underlying life, and you've been given little snippets of information from that code, and it just brightens things. It shows you how stuff works, this beauty of how things seem to just fit together in maths. I just absolutely love it. So yes, I studied maths at the University of Leeds.
What does a typical day at work look like for you?
A typical day is getting a problem and sorting it out. That's literally what I do every day. So that could be, I have a problem and I need to build a mathematical model that predicts something. So I would be taking tons of data, I'd be manipulating it, and then I'd be creating a mathematical model from that data. Some projects that I'm really interested in at the moment are artificial intelligence projects, also building these machines, these models that think for themselves, like AI. It's a bit like what Netflix and Google and all these big, in fact most big industries use them now, these machines that learn. So if you go on Netflix, for instance, and it says recommended for you, all those titles are recommendations that come out of a model, and this model has learned from everything that you watch what you might enjoy next. So I build those kind of models. Other typical things I do a lot of coding, I work with a lot of people, so there's a lot of people management in my career. So I'm checking in on people, making sure they're okay, making sure they're happy, and just generally catching up with those people. I really like them, I spend most of my time with them, so I want to check in and see how they're doing and things like that.
What is your favourite thing about what you do for work?
I love learning and I love problem solving, and that is exactly what I do every single day.